way. Now, I've seen these on collapsible pipe or lay flat, which is a device like this that they'll use to pinch a hose closed. But look at this, and we were just talking about how thick that poly is. Holy cow. Oh my god, that is impressive. How's it going? Good, how are you?
I'm alright, how about yourself?
Hey, doing well. Can you talk to me a little bit about this beast, this monster you got over here, Eric?
Yes, sir. So, squeeze tools, large diameter squeeze tools. So, typically used to cut off, this goes up to 24-inch IPS type. Typically used for repair services for HDPE. So what they'll do is they'll go in there, instead of having to cut off, at a valve or anything like that, they'll put this either on one or both sides of the area that they need to repair.
Right.
And all it literally does is, you can tell, it squeezes it all the way down until it's completely shut off, so that you can do whatever repair or connection you need on the other side. And then once you're done with it, you release it, and naturally the polyethylene goes back to its original validity after you release the pressure.
How long does it take?
Depending on the size, so obviously the smaller diameters will recoup a couple of seconds. Some of the larger stuff would be a couple of minutes. So the poly, because of the wall thickness, especially when you start talking about the standard, which is the DR11, the tensile strength in that naturally makes the poly want to go back to its normal size.
Right.
The only thing that would ever take the poly out of it would be like an intense suction interior that would cause it to go out of flow. Otherwise,
that's too
poly,
intense. You almost never see something like that.
Exactly. It's very rare. But if for whatever reason, that happens, that would be the only case that you'll have it. Otherwise, polyethylene always wants to go back to its oval shape, or ground shape.
So you mean to tell me that when you release this bad boy's going to go back to shape?
It'll go back. And then especially if you're running, most of them obviously, you have to do this, you have pressure behind it, which is why they went in and squeezed off in the first place. So not only will the poly start to go back to its shape, the pressure also helps like a balloon.
Right.
Pressure interior, and it blows it right back up.
It's like everything else. The second you think about it for a second, or an expert explains it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
But I just didn't take the time. But that's why Eric is here, because he's been telling me all about it.
Yep. So the poly, they've started using it. Obviously, been using oil and gas for a while. Mining started using it back in the 70s, and the water side of municipalities with potable water, sewer, and all that started using it as well. So some cool innovations coming into the water municipality side that help us with repairing any down lines like PVC or ductile iron that might need a different approach.
So now, Eric, is the water and this pipe, is that part of your end of the expertise in this?
So I started off with the oil and gas, but about 4 years ago I started moving into the water municipalities angle.
Okay.
So that's what I do now, is work with municipalities, water authorities, and make sure that we start teaching and training them how to use it, since to them it's a new material.
Right.
And make sure they understand how to use it and what's applicable, and some of the advantages over other materials and where it can be used.
Right. That is hyper fascinating, because prior to my career in oil and gas, I also worked in municipal water for the city of Milford.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
So for me, water, it's really weird. Water's super important to me in my life, bro. Obviously, I'm a Pisces, so I moved to the desert, but I wound up working in water.
Yeah.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate you getting that, right?
Yeah,
It's weird, right?
Of course, the fish need to get back to water, right?
So I'm it's a silly thing, but I'm always hyper fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Now, also, I want to ask you, if you don't mind, what watch are you wearing today?
The watch that I'm wearing today is going to be the Bulova. So,
can we get a shot of that?
From what I understood, is it's one of the leading Italian brands outside of course, the standard that everybody knows. But yeah, that's my go-to.
That's nice.
Italian.
May can I just? Yeah. That's a really nice piece. It's a really nice piece.
Thank you.
Cool beans, brother.
Yeah, honestly, the water, so you're talking about it. I got out of the Army, got started this, never did anything with pipe before, started on the oil and gas side, and went to a meeting about water and how precious it is.
Right.
And in the middle of sitting there, I was like, if water is so precious, why don't we use a system that's fully fusible, monolithic, no leaks, to preserve the water that we all need to drink, flush our toilets and everything. And after that, it was just like, there was a passion to bring it to municipalities and say, hey, you're using these other materials that have leakages, that have, you have a built-in, budget for how much water you lose. Why not just eliminate that and save our taxpayer money?
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Do you have a card?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a card too.
Sure.
Thank you. This is my card, so I'm going to give it to you because I'm just getting started on my podcast. I've already got some episodes recorded, but we're getting ready to launch.
Okay.
But I would love to maybe invite you to come on the show and talk about water and talk about Milford and talk about what you're passionate about because you got it all going on.
Perfect. Thank you. It was a pleasure, Christian.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for stopping by and listening to me rant for a little bit.
No, dude, I love it. You're passionate about what you do, brother. That's a beautiful thing.
All right, gentlemen, you have a good day.
Take care, brother. Thank you.